It is said that guns don't kill people. Well, tell that to the parents, children, siblings, or even a best friend who has suffered the pain of losing a loved one to the senseless act of gun violence. In this country every year, there are thousands of young people that die from gun violence. And that does not include those that are injured or may be disabled for life. It has to stop. Bury guns, not our daughters and sons.
Wow, bury guns, and not our sons. As you guys know, South Bend just had a homicide that took the life of an 11-year-old young man, 11 years old, Tyon Horton. He was killed in the 600 block of Johnson. Enough is enough. We've seen so many homicides dealing with kids. And before we start talking, I'm going to introduce, I have a co-host. She new to the platform, but she ain't new to the community. She lived a couple of houses from where this homicide took place. You're going to hear stories of and see some photos. I'm going to bring her up and introduce her. Hey, Nita.
Hey, hey.
Okay, can you hear me good?
Yeah, okay, you hear me?
Okay, yes, yes. Thank you for joining while you at a baby shower. So we are happy to have you. And
Thanks.
man, gun violence. It happened right. You see it, you hear it, you witness it. Man,
I,
as
I
a
mean,
community resident, how what do you have to say? Just
not just as a community resident, as somebody also that done dealt with it growing up. Like, when is it actually gonna be enough? What else has to happen? Y'all burying your own mamas, your own daddies, your own children, your own grandmothers. We burying our own people for what? We doing exactly what it is that they want us to do, which is kill ourselves.
mm-hmm.
So they can small in the population. For what?
Right. For what? For what? Eh,
I stayed in these
I mean,
areas when I first moved to South Bend. I first
why
moved
did
to
you
South
move to
Bend.
South Bend? Let me ask you, why did you move to South Bend? Because you came
Why
from a
did I?
big city, Chicago, correct?
Correct. Um, Part being when I left Chicago, I actually moved from Chicago to Benton Harbor, Michigan.
Okay.
Anybody know that Benton Harbor, Michigan is a very small town. I
Mm-hmm.
moved there because at that point in time I was 19 with two daughters at that point in time. And just me growing up and knowing how easy it was to fall into to BS in Chicago, I didn't want to raise my daughters in that atmosphere. So I decided to leave. I met my husband in Benton Harbor, and we decided to leave Benton Harbor and come to South Bend because of the job opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just something different, something new, something fresh. Didn't nobody know who I was. Still, even today, don't nobody really know who I am, and that's fine. I'm not wanting to be known, but I
Mm-hmm.
came to try to give my daughters something different, a better life. And I thought
Right.
that that's what was going on, but I see no matter where you go, it's gonna be the same thing. No matter where you go, it's gonna be the same thing. When we first moved to South Bend, we stayed down. They called it the Valley, down in Keller Park
Yeah.
on Bryan Street,
Okay.
and we stayed down there. That was the first time we had ever actually experienced it in front of our home. Never
Mm-hmm.
had a bullet come through the house, never even shot none of our cars either. And it's sitting right there, and they doing this right down the street from each other. One place they live next door to, and then the other ones live down the street.
Mm-hmm. How have your daughters or your kids, because you said you want to give your kids that better life where they can one day have kids and have a life. Have they ever came to you like, man, mom, I'm just scared.
I wouldn't even say scared. It's just more so that I don't even want to be here anymore. That's more so than anything. It ain't fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this ain't a place that I want to be. It's
Right.
more so what it is. I'm not one. I'm not built with the spirit of fear, so fear is not an option for me.
Awesome. Amen. Amen. And so many young people. And when I heard about the 11-year-old, I thought about maybe a month ago, another 11-year-old young man was killed. But it took me all the way back to one of our first kid homicide. His name was Trayvon Bennett, and he was killed here in South Bend, down in the valley, down in the valley. Um, if people remember the story, he was killed in the valley. 9-year old went to measles school, and a couple weeks later, we had a young lady. She was 7 years old at a birthday party, was killed, and we seen press conferences, um, city officials out there. Um, I stayed in contact with the mother of both of these families. When I see them, they're like the city. Nobody is there to offer help at the press conference. You don't see them no more. I know they had a press conference almost outside your house the
Right in
other
front of my
day,
house.
correct? Tell
And
me a little
it's
bit
for
about
what?
what you're seeing out there, because I'm not coming to those type of press conferences. Tell me
Um,
what you're seeing out there.
it's just the accumulation of just people for unnecessarily because y'all don't come in those same people, the commissioner and the superintendent and whoever else was out there. Y'all don't come into these neighborhoods that had as much trouble until this type of thing happens. So if you're not gonna come all the time, don't come now. Don't come showing your face because some little boy done got killed, done got gunned down. What's the point? What are you gonna do after? It's the aftermath. What are you gonna do after? You show your face right now. So after the smoke clears, after they done did the balloon release, tomorrow they doing Black Lives Matter. Okay, so what's next after that? What's the next step? It stops no matter where it is, no matter what city it's in, no matter what state it's in, no matter where it is. It always stops right there.
Hmm.
It
And
stops right there. And then they become part of the forgotten what it was here.
it's crazy, right?
Man,
How, as a resident of South Bend, and you see this, like you hear of other people getting killed, but you don't see like the press release, the big city officials at these other homicides. What's go through your mind when you see something like that?
it's typical. It's typical. Why why with the death of any melanated person, I'm not just gonna say black people, because it's why
But
would
we
it
got
be
to keep
such
it
big
real with
news?
ourselves, right? This is happening in our community. There's more homicides in the black community in South Bend than it is in the white community, Mexican community. It does happen in most communities, but the most homicide, I believe
Happen
the
in the black
jail said
community.
that the west side is the most people in the jail is from the west side of South Bend.
Part of it is we gonna go ahead and keep it 100. Let's keep it a book. Part of the
Mhm.
problem is because they don't do nothing but teach us how to go from the education system to the jailhouse. That's all they teach us how to do. You taking the parents out the household, you taking the black men out the household, so you don't have no male role model to teach their sons, their boys how to be men. So you leaving it up to the mothers, and
Mother.
that ain't fair
Mhm.
because I'm sorry, but a woman can help and teach a male how to nurture, but he can't. She can't teach. a boy how to be a man.
Right.
I
Right.
can't teach my grandson how to take a piss standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down.
Hmm.
I can't teach him how to shave his face. I don't have facial hair. My hair growing other places.
What do you say to the fathers out here that's not in their youth life and
Uh, pull your
allowing
big boy
mother to
pants
be
up.
what you just said?
Pull your big boy pants up and quit carrying your dick in your hand and go on here to be a man about it. You lay down with her. You help her. And that's not just for the men, that's for the women too. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a bitter baby mama and make it work.
That
It's not for
co-parenting, right?
you. Yeah, it's not for you. It's for the beneficial of the kid. That kid didn't ask to be here.
Mm-hmm.
The kid didn't ask to be here. So why should the kid have to suffer because y'all can't get along? Then
Hmm.
find a mediator. Work it out.
Hmm.
Work it out. Figure it out. Y'all figured out how to fuck. I'm sorry. I got a potty mouth, y'all. I ain't.
Hey, let me say our explicit language is okay on our shore.
Okay, so just long as you know, I'm passionate about a lot of things because I'm that fatherless kid.
Mm-hmm.
My dad decided to just up and leave for what? And you decided not to deal with my mama, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. You
Right.
ain't got to deal. I'm grown now. You ain't got to deal with her. You just got to deal with me. And you don't even want to do that. Why? What you scared of? What are you? What are you literally? Men and women, because it ain't just men.
Mm-hmm.
Women do it too. What are y'all scared of? You scared that your kid gonna show you who you really are?
Right.
Every
Oh,
time you have one, it's a piece of you running around here. All you got to do is figure out who they are. Hey, baby, what's up? I'm thirsty. You thirsty? You go to your mama. I'm that's it. That's my grandson.
right. Right.
you know. So it's hard. It's hard in the black community. It's hard to survive this everyday struggle. It's hard to just walk in the skin that you in more than anything. And now we out here, we fighting amongst each other still.
Still.
Still, whatever happened to the rule of thumb back in the day? Women and kids are off limits. Now it ain't even nothing about these grown men out here ain't the ones that's doing the killing and the hurting each other. It's these babies.
Yes.
It's these babies, and we can't. It's our own community. It's everybody want to keep. Don't tell nobody this. Don't tell nobody that. It's babies having babies.
Mm-hmm.
I was a baby, had a baby. I was only 17,
Mm-hmm.
18 with two, 21 with three. So I'm still a baby. I had to grow up with my kids. So don't get it twisted. Like I've been out here for some years now. Yeah, all this is a learning experience. You don't stop learning because you don't have kids. You don't stop growing because you don't have kids. You grow with your children.
Correct.
But the government make it hard because you got to work 3, 4 jobs in a one parent household. So who gonna help tend to your kids while they at school? When they at home need something to be cooked. You got to work 3 jobs so you can pay your rent. Work another job so you can pay your car note, and still have money to try to make ends meet to do other things and make it enjoyable for your children. How is that available? Yes, I'm so sorry, y'all. What is it? What do y'all want? Can y'all go? Excuse me, children. I'm so sorry.
you
Excuse
good.
me.
You
Get
good.
out. I'm.
That's what you call when you can come on live and still take care of home. That's what
You
that
can't
is.
tell me a secret. We tell secrets later, and you can't tell secrets around everybody. You gotta. We'll say that.
And, right. So this here been a crazy because I know both sides,
Mm.
and I haven't watched anybody live. So I want it to be mutual today. But there's so many rumors you do hear. You can't stop what you hear. You hear that the young man was killed over some gym shoes. You
Hmm.
hear that the young man was involved with other things. But we have confirmed that it wasn't no gym shoes like involvement. So
And that was my one
that's
thing that I was
that
praying
took
for.
me back to Chicago when the starters jackets. You remember that every day,
Man, the starter jacket, you getting your head parted just for a jacket.
right? The iPhones, making I couldn't have an iPhone when I was a kid, man.
No.
So I'm grateful I'm grown now, I guess, huh?
Mm.
But we are a rumor was that resident Lanice, people know her as Shakia, was involved with this shooting. She wanted to make that clear that she didn't have anything to do with it. So I'm gonna bring her up. Um, Before I do bring her up, I just want to show you guys the young man who a coward took his life.
I'm gonna go on mute for a minute.
Sure. And he's 11 years old. And I'm gonna take myself off. 11 years old. 11 years old. Um, man, I was at the hospital and I seen his father break down, crying, saying they killed my baby. As a father of 13, I can't imagine being in his shoes. Not too many homicides have fathers, but in their life, in their kids' life, it's always just the mothers. But seeing this man cry, break down, thrown up, just made me sick to know that there's a coward who scared to take responsibility and say, "Hey, I done it." I know his grandmother. I'm gonna play a piece of like this little kid is dead. How dare you play on somebody's phone? I'm gonna let y'all hear what how seriously the youth is taking this.
Bro, that nigga should have never been talking about juice, bro. That's why he got his shit blessed. Yeah, he a op nigga. He a bot nigga.
I'm gonna play one more time for those in the background who didn't hear it. Who didn't hear it? Here we go.
Bro, that nigga should have never been talking about juice, bro. That's why he got his shit blessed. Yeah, he a op nigga. He a bot nigga. Bro, that nigga should have never been talking about juice, bro. That's why he got his shit blessed. Yeah, he a op nigga. He a bot nigga.
Wow. Wow. Just hold on. I got one more clip. I'm gonna hold that one to later. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Un
yeah.
Like who was saying that to a family member when their 11-year-old child is dead?
Because
Like,
they don't
where's your mama?
care.
Where's your mama? Where's your daddy at?
At work. At work. And some of them I wouldn't at work.
At work,
Doing something that is not a priority.
right?
And
Right.
if it is a priority, if it is a priority,
Mm-hmm.
when does your child become a priority?
Wow. Wow.
Put your affairs in order, put your priorities in order, put your priorities in check. Most of these parents out here, male or female,
Mm-hmm.
walking around here and you looking like $1,000,000, but your kid looking like $2. Make it make sense.
Girl, somebody just closed down their phone. You hit it on the nail. And that's real. Like, you out here, and I see it myself. I be at the club and be like, man, this person just called me to get their water turned on. But they're at the club like they got $1,000,000. Like, wow.
Because
But you just hit it. You dressing yourself, but your kids have to come to us to get a voucher to go to Christ Child.
to go get some
Don't make
clothes.
sense.
But you got on the newest red bottoms, you got on the newest Louis Vuitton. But hello, knock knock. Hey, wake up. They don't care
Wake
about
up.
your black ass.
Wake up,
You just
right?
give them money. You gonna go? We can go back and kick it back on the Tommy Hill figure. Who
Man,
made Tommy Hill? Who made Tommy Hill figure name who he is? The black community. But what also did Tommy Hill figure say? I didn't make my clothes for them.
but they buy those clothes, right? But they buy their clothes.
Well, without
So,
those clothes, Louis Vuitton made fun of the black community by wearing blackface. That's a racial punch. But y'all
hmm
still go out and buy that Louis bag though,
all day
and your
long,
Louis
right?
bag is more than your rent. And then you talking about you can't afford your rent, or you can go buy that Louis bag and you on Section 8. Why is you living for real good up off of my money? And I go out here and work hard. I don't get Section 8. I don't get
Right.
food stamps. They tell me I
Exactly.
make too much money.
Exactly.
And I'm living paycheck to paycheck just like anybody else. But
Uh,
yet you can go over here and have the freshest of the freshest, drive the nicest of the nicest cars and everything else, and you living off of Section 8, and that's the money that I make. You take it from me to live good. How fucked up are you? Where are your morals?
hmm
Where did you come from? How are you thinking? Why is this so important? Oh, let me see. Let me guess. You was one of those kids that didn't have much.
we about to bring up the lady of the hour. Before I bring her up, I'm gonna play a song. It's a move in this place. And if I had to remix it, it would say move in South Bend. Move in South Bend. As we said earlier, the press conference, we see that. We see, like, really, what is a press conference? Because you speak what we already know is somebody dead. A pastor called me 30 minutes ago, and he said he don't understand how the superintendent was allowed to speak at a press conference out there when his schools ain't correct. How, like, that's what's when he said that, it made sense. Put some people who these young people gonna listen to. They already said we not gonna listen to the mayor. We not listen to people who work with the police.
No
So
doubt for
why
what?
to hold these press conference? Like, we already know ABC 57, Justice for Michiana, NWNDU. We gonna put that information out there. 11-year-old got killed. What was the what was the benefit of that press conference? Because
Money.
one, we had one, and let me get the dates. We had one August 16th, 2020, when a 9-year-old was killed. Weeks later, had another one over on Downham Street when Miss Stevens was killed, the 7-year-old. And then afterwards, the press conference, the violence kept
The
going,
whole
going,
bot.
going, going. So I'm gonna play this song before I bring her up.
says that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom tonight. We have already invited His Spirit. So Lord, what we ask is that you would move in this place today. Move in this place today. This is my one desire, that you would have your way. Touch me, Lord, and I won't be the same. Move in this place today. Come on and sing it. Sing, move in this place today. This is my one desire, you would have your way. Touch me, Lord, and I won't be the same. Move in this place today. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, the captives are set free.
Move in this place. So here we go. Let's bring up Miss Woodson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How y'all doing?
All right.
All right, how you doing?
So thank you for wanting to come on to share your side of what took place. As I told people earlier, I didn't watch any live. I've been hearing things, and I'm just gonna say what I heard. I heard that you was a driver of your kids who supposedly had shot up Jack House where an 11-year-old got killed. So I'm gonna turn it over to you, and you got the floor.
All right. First and foremost, I want to give my love, prayers, and condolences to the Horston family of the passing of Tyon. April 20th was my nephew's birthday. Well, would have been my nephew's 17th birthday. He was killed in October. That day, me and his mom, we got up. We went to Michigan. As everybody know, 420 is National Smokers Day. We got up, we went to Michigan. We spent half our day in Michigan. Then we went to the cemetery. My nieces, my nephews, we all met at the cemetery to celebrate my nephew. We let off balloons. We laughed and joked. We walked over to my brother's grave, who he was murdered in 2019. Upon that, I got a call from my cousin stating that Jap's house had been shot up. She said that an 11-year-old had got killed. She said, "Cuz, who's 11?" I said, "That sound like that's Jap youngest son." I said, "Damn, that's fucked up." She said, "Yeah, it ain't sounding too good." She said, "I'll call you back when I get some more information." I said, "All right, cool." I told Lashonda that Jap house had got shot up. I said, "They say the 11-year-old got shot." I said, "That's fucked up." I said, "I knew that motherfucker was going to get one of them kids hurt." So we left. We went to my house. We were in 2 cars at the cemetery. We dropped off my nephew and his friend. We dropped off 3 other kids. And we sat out there thinking about what we was going to eat because we ain't ate all day. So my cousin Kirsty said she was going to cook some hot wings. So we was like, all right, well, we finna go to Kroger's on the lake. But in that time, we was going to ride past the scene. And that's what we did. So we rode past the scene. We ended up turning on, I think that's Rupel. We come down Rupel, we get to Wilbur and LaPorte. We cross over, and the police get behind us. So we like, what's going on? I'm like, I know they ain't pulling us over. So we turn on LaPorte onto Fosnut right there, and we park. They tell LaShonda to get out the car. I wasn't driving, I was a passenger. They tell her to get out the car. She gets out the car. I then decide to go live. I'm like, let me go live. So I go live. The live is on my page. They asked me several times to step out the vehicle, and you can see in the live, I'm saying, huh? I can't hear you. That was on purpose because I wanted to catch as much as I could. As I'm getting out the vehicle, I'm steady asking them, why do you have us pulled over? What is the problem? What's going on? 3 officers approached me. They have their guns drawn on me, my sister, and my 3 nieces, who range in age from 19 to 15. Wasn't no need for all 10 of these officers to have their guns drawn on these females like this. There are bystanders out there yelling and screaming. They are trying to find out what's going on with us. They're not saying anything. The 3 officers who are surrounding me, I proceed to try and tell them that they cannot put my arm in the back. My arm does not bend like that because my pectoral muscle is messed up from going through chemo and radiation. Officer Tom then bends my arm back and tells me to stop fighting and bends my wrist. They then put us all in different squad cars. They take us down to the police station. I was in Officer Arnold's squad car. I asked him over and over and over again before we got down to the police station, why did y'all arrest us? Where are you taking us? What's going on? No answers whatsoever. He claimed he didn't know. I said, that ain't true. Ain't no way in hell you just finna arrest me, put handcuffs on me. You say I'm not under arrest, but you got me handcuffed in the back of your squad car. You're taking me somewhere I have not asked you to take me, and you won't tell me why. We get down there. I will not lie. I am loud. I'm yelling. I am belligerent. They don't have any reason to have us, and they will not let us know. They put me in the interrogation room. They left me in there 20 minutes handcuffed. As I look out the door, I see my cousin, my son, my nephew. We just left them at my house. So now I know that the police are at my house. Why are they at my house? Mind you, my 17-year-old is on house arrest right now. Y'all know for a fact that my son ain't got no involvement. They could have called down to the Juvenile Justice Center and got his whereabouts. They didn't come to pick him up, so they know that he didn't violate. He wasn't off his band. Why is my 17-year-old down here? He has no involvement. None of us have any involvement, but we don't even know why we're here. So I then proceed to ask them, where's my 8 and my 4-year-old? Because I don't see them anywhere. So now they're like, well, we don't know where the 8 and 4-year-old. That's not our concern. That's my concern. Like you have my whole household in an uproar. We're all down here at the police station. I got 2 kids that I cannot account for. So now I hear them say they pulled us over for a felony traffic stop. Everything on my sister's vehicle works. Everything. Plates are not expired. She just got them. Plates are custom with her son's name on them. The detective walks in. He tells me to sit down. And he says, when is the last time you've had words with Nicole Williams? When is the last time you've had an altercation with Nicole Williams? I sat back and I said, man, what the fuck is this shit about? I ain't spoke to that girl. I ain't said shit to that girl. I don't give a fuck about that girl. He says, well, we got word that you guys were involved in the shooting on Johnson. I said, man, you got to be out your motherfucking mind. We ain't involved in shit. I said, man, go get my goddamn phone. We been in Michigan all day. I got an iPhone. That motherfucker tell all your locations. I ain't seen that bitch. I ain't been nowhere around her. When we left Michigan, we went to the cemetery and I went live the whole time we was there. So he said, you went live, I went live. Go get the footage. That right there should have had us out of the police station right then and there. We don't have shit to do with it.
How
So
long
then
was
I
she at
asked,
the police station?
yeah,
How long was she there? 30 minutes, hour? How long will you estimate that you
they
was there?
arrested us. They arrested us about 6 o'clock. We was in that police station till 2 a.m. Um, after after he asked me, if I've had any altercation with her, been involved, none of that. I say to him, how are you able to just take somebody's word? I said, do you understand that people lie? That people will just set people up? Do you understand that? And he told me, yeah. And I said again, how do you just take people's word? I had an incident with her and it was caught on live. They didn't go to her home. They didn't perform no search warrants on her home. So how do you let this woman tell you that I'm involved in a shooting? We didn't picked up the shooters and brought them to my house, and you just come after me. Mind you, my sister got a search warrant of her vehicle, and it shows us coming from Michigan into Indiana. So I feel like we have been followed for some reason all day. How do you all got footage of my sister's vehicle from Michigan to Indiana, but y'all let this girl tell y'all that we involved and y'all come and pick us up off of her word, off of her word. She said we picked the shooters up and dropped them off at my house. I don't have a clue who the shooters are, if there are shooters or a shooter. I don't know who they are, but she do, because she said we picked them up. So I don't understand why the police never asked her who they were. I don't understand how the police came to my home, tore up my furniture, ransacked my house, took my puppy dogs to jail based off of what she said. I just beat cancer last year. I just started going back to work 3 months ago. Everything that was in my house, I furnished 2 years ago. My furniture was only 2 years old. For them to come in here and tear my furniture up like that, based off of a lie, is crazy. Then, while we were being arrested, we were recorded. While the search was being performed on my home, it was recorded. My address has been given out. Um, People take on other people's problems and beef. Although I done reached out to the Horston family because I've been knowing Tyan's grandmother since I was a little girl. I'm older than his aunt. I've been knowing her since she was a little girl. I've been knowing Kaluchi. Um, I felt like, it was my purpose to let them know, I'm not involved. My sister's not involved. None of my people are involved. I love them. Like, Miss Lisa has taught me a lot.
And how
I
somebody watching maybe say, how did that conversation go?
I just got on the live, and because I said I was gonna go live after I got off work. The police seized my sister's vehicle. They seized all of our phones. They had them for over 24 hours. So
Do you have your phone back now, or
yeah, I
this
got
is
my phone back now. So while in these 24 hours, the narrative is being set. So when I got my phone back, I have a million messages, from different people like, come on now, Sakia, I know you're not involved in this baby shooting. I know this not something you would do. This don't even seem like your character. I got people calling me from all around. I got cousins out of town calling me before I even am able to, make my live and say anything. These messages are flooding through my phone. So I get on this live because this is my first form of defense right here. I don't have anything to do, with this baby at all. I got 5 kids of my own. From having 5 kids of my own, I got other people's kids in my home. I don't get down like that. All these kids, in my home, I tell them all the time, you can't be beefing. South Bend is a crab ass town. Now, don't nobody want to see nobody get out. Man, forget the beef. Get y'all some money. Make something of yourself. Leave here. I don't condone, the beef stuff. Me coming up, I stayed locked up from 9 to 17 and a half. I was in the streets, GD that was me. I didn't want that for my kids. I don't want that for my kids' friends. I tell them all the time, this ain't for y'all. I don't want this for y'all. I got a son right now. He's 14. He's locked up. He was involved, had some problems. This is why we're here. I've been having an ongoing issue with this same person for the last year. She made a false allegation on my son.
When you say the same person,
yeah.
Who are you referring to?
Lacole, Jack. She made a false allegation on my son, saying my son shot at her and her kids. Then when it was time to come to court, they ain't come to court. Taunting my son, saying that he don't get no paperwork. Oh, he ain't shitty, little bitch ass boy. Like, this is the stuff that she does. So my son had to leave away from here. He had to go do house arrest and probation and nap. He came home for a little bit. Somehow the courts got wind of that. My son just came home to get clothes because I didn't send him down there with much. He get back here, they violating. My son is locked up right now in placement. He been there for the last 9 months. He due to come home in 2 months, but he's not coming back here. He's not coming back to South Bend. I don't feel safe because my son's not safe because it's steady an ongoing issue. It's always something. She stays on my son. J this, J that, J this, J that, J this. Her son is innocent. He's a saint. My son didn't have no phone. I had my son's phone. I had access to all messages. I see where they going back and forth, back and forth. I tried to reach out as a rational parent to get this taken care of because they didn't have no business beefing. She told me that was not going to be done. So from there, it just kept escalating. Mind y'all, my son
when you
is
say
gone.
it's escalating, right? Was there any time that you guys contacted maybe South Bend Police, Isaac Hunt, Kenneth Lee, people who, get these
police,
paychecks?
Every time an incident went on, like I said, because she made several reports on my son, then there was an incident that involved me because she said that my son shot at her and her daughters. She called me and she threatened me, told me that she wanted to fight. I told her that was cool. I ain't care about fighting. She threatened to go up to Measle and get my 7-year-old and shoot her in the head. So I told her, oh yeah, she had to come see me about my child. She definitely had to come see me about my child. I was outside. I cannot lie to y'all. I don't lie about nothing. I was outside for 45 minutes waiting because I wanted to fight. Like, this is my 7-year-old baby. Like, you're threatening my child. Like, are you serious? Upon that, I'm on live. They come around the corner and they go to shooting. The detectives get that and everything. The same detectives say that he work in my son's case. He work in that case. I never heard nothing back from the detective on my case. And then my son was charged with F5 and a F6 intimidation felonies. So that right there, that right there takes the cake for me. And then for her to just say that I'm involved in this baby's death, like, I don't understand what she on. You trying to set me up. You trying to get me killed. You trying to circulate my name out here with something that I don't have nothing to do with. And that right there to me is the craziest of all. From 6 o'clock to 2 a.m., the police wasted precious time on getting evidence to this baby's murder. Everybody watched the first 48. They spent from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. concerning themselves with which they said 20 people that had no involvement. Y'all let this girl tell y'all some false information and follow a false ass lead when y'all should have been pounding the pavement for this baby's killer. Having a press conference ain't shit when y'all really not gonna do y'all job. Y'all trying to apprehend 5 unarmed women going to my house, tearing it up, got them no results. And this shit is legal?
Now, I just want to jump
No,
in,
it's
and
not
Nita, you
legal.
can't always jump in and, just jump in
That's
and be
not legal.
vocal.
That's not legal. No, it's not legal.
So what
Search warrant or not. That's
my
that's not legal.
my question is, will we? You say that Jack told the police come to your house wherever you was involved. But the police don't know that, right? If you was or wasn't. So
Right.
do you think that being on like fairness that they did what they should have in case, would you say that, or would you say, okay, that's fair, but go behind whoever sent you for lying?
Exactly. You're supposed to do your job. So, like I said, we was at the cemetery when this baby expired. We wasn't nowhere in the vicinity of Johnson. So, in order for them to even come our way, is because she gave them the description of my sister's vehicle and her license plate. Now, they supposed to do their job, but again, like I said, people can lie, people set you up, right? But we was nowhere in that vicinity.
But the whole
So,
thing of doing their job though, and I don't mean to cut you off, I really don't. But the whole thing of doing their job though, they not supposed to go off of hearsay. In a court of law, the court of justice, quote unquote, they will not go according to hearsay. So going
right.
according to hearsay, that's not you can't do that. Now you can't search my vehicle and you ain't got no search warrant. Now you can't. For what? Because somebody said.
And
When did
let's
that
start
become a
there.
thing?
Let's start there because our law just changed. We ain't got to have a license to carry. So that's not probable cause anymore to pull anybody over and search their vehicle.
In our
So
reality, you don't have
again,
to have a
what
license to do
what all did
anything.
you tell these people to pull us over? And like I said, we wasn't in the vicinity, but she said that we was. Now,
She
who
had to
else
give them something else
corroborated
other
with
than
you that
mouth.
said that they seen us leaving here?
Somebody had to have something other than mouth. And I can't say I don't believe it. I can't say that because it ain't no telling what the police gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But for the police to sit up and go a word of mouth, that's going against everything. It ain't like they ain't been going against everything in the beginning anyway.
Right.
But for hearsay, if
And
you
my
go into a
problem with
court,
that was when they finally, like I said to y'all, when they got us out the vehicles, and I kept asking them what they had us pulled over for, they didn't say. When we got down there, they still wouldn't say. The only reason why I so-called found out that we had been stopped for a felony traffic stop is because they was outside my door whispering. That's the only reason. Then when the detective came in, he told me that they was working a shooting before we even left. Well, before I left, because I kept yelling and screaming, if you're not going to charge me, let me go. You don't have no right to hold me hostage. It was then that they said that they was investigating a murder of an 11-year-old. When they pulled us out that car, they knew that that baby had expired. But they did not tell us that they had us for a shooting, a murder, none of that. It was a felony traffic stop first. And like I told y'all, everything on my sister's vehicle worked. It ain't been involved in no type of crimes whatsoever. None.
And she just lost her son to death, correct? A homicide.
Yes. And that day, 420, would have been her son's 17th birthday. Like, that shit was insult to injury right there. Are you serious? We was
Yes,
at the
that's a slap in the face.
cemetery celebrating what would have been my son's 17th birthday. And this motherfucker said, we out here involved in killing kids. My nephew was killed by a motherfucker that we called bro. He called uncle. We don't get down like that. How will we be able to sit up here and fight for justice for my nephew and we out here gunning down babies and having involvement? Ain't no way. I've never in my life been associated with nothing like that. Nothing. That ain't nowhere near my character. Nowhere whatsoever. How do you feel like that's okay to slander somebody's name and then they hollering about how they love this baby, but you sent the police on a wild goose chase? I'm sorry, y'all, but that motherfucker know deep down in her goddamn heart we wasn't nowhere around there. That motherfucker know exactly what she doing, and that shit is ugly. That's pure D evil. Ain't no way in hell you just sat up there and lied on a group of people like that. You making us targets out here to fit
Yeah,
your
most
agenda.
definitely. Yeah.
To fit your
Yeah.
agenda. This shit ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop when
No.
you got people doing shit like that. Come on now.
So Justice for Michiana did ask her to come on today. She agreed, and I don't know what happened, but I did ask her myself. I said, "Did you see her by your house?" And her reply was, "She did see you driving past her house that day. Was she on her street anytime that day, passing
Nope.
her house?"
Nope.
If you don't mind me asking, what kind
Go
of
ahead.
car does your sister drive?
She has a black SUV.
Okay.
We
Because I
didn't
can't speak on who was up and down the block that day. I just know when it started. I can't
we
speak.
wasn't on Johnson at no point in time that day. And I mean we wasn't on no part of Johnson, no point in time that day. We wasn't on Johnson by the cemetery. We wasn't on Johnson by Elwood, Vassar. We wasn't on Johnson by Lincoln Way. We wasn't on Johnson nowhere. Come on, Dooney, you know I'm from the north. We wasn't on
Yeah.
Johnson nowhere. We wasn't on Johnson on the west end. We wasn't on Johnson on the north end. We wasn't on Johnson on the northwest end. We didn't see Johnson Street until after we left the cemetery and that baby had already been taken.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, just like I told the police, my sister called me at 10 o'clock that morning. It was 420, her son's birthday, National Smokers Day. We had already had our plans because we was getting together. We was having a celebration for my nephew. We had been planning this for months. It was supposed to be a big celebration. And then my sister broke it down. So only she wanted it to be intimate because she was in her feelings. So she didn't want to be around a lot of people. She just wanted to keep it small. So that's what we did. We went to Michigan. We stayed up there. We came back here. We went and got her daughter. We picked up my niece from the southeast side. And then we headed to the cemetery. We didn't even see that part of Johnson until after 6 o'clock. That baby was gone. I don't even know when the baby died, to be exact, to be real for real. So I ain't even gonna sit up here and
It was
say
probably
that the baby,
around.
died at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or whatever. But I
No,
know
it was
that
probably around about 5 ish, somewhere in that area.
Oh, we was at the cemetery on live. We had just released my nephew's balloons.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was between, it was about 5-ish. Cause I know I came home, everything seemed cool on the block. I'll stay right across the street, you know, and everything seemed fine. There wasn't no issues. But as soon as I turned that right on Roger, that's when those shots started. It's not nothing new down that block, and I can't say that it's all them. It's been multiple times that it's been shootings going on over there for unnecessary ass reasons that don't make no sense.
Right.
They really don't. Y'all having a Wild Wild West shooting, and it's literally all up and down Johnson Street from Lincoln Way to Linden. Ain't nothing but kids on that strip. Nothing but kids on that strip.
And that got to stop, man, because just like I was saying earlier, it was a time, it was a code. Women and children was off limits. Ain't no
Yeah,
reason in the world why these babies is being gunned down in the street. And then, like, you showed that video and they talking about because he was dissing Juice. Let me say something there.
Mm.
Juice was my extended son. I love that boy with my whole heart. And when you called me and told me that that boy was out there, that broke my heart down. I wouldn't care what nobody say about him. Sneak dissing him, whatever. Don't nobody deserve to lose their life about no words at all. And then they sitting up
Yeah.
here repping these
man.
gangs, talking about 800, 700, 40 gang and all of that. These gangs don't love you. These streets don't love you. I tell them that all the time, man. Y'all gonna end up in one or two places. That's either the grave or you gonna be locked up the rest of your life. And that's not what y'all put here for. Y'all need to go to school, get you an education, make something of yourself, have a family, live your life. That's it. That's all. Because
Oh,
when it's all said and done, if you got to go sit down for the next 40 years, everybody you hollering about gang, gang, and bro, they going to be done forgot about you. You might have one or two out that crowd that's really going to stick with you. But who
yeah.
going to be there for you? Your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your auntie. They the ones going to come and see you. When you die, they only gonna holler your name for so long, goddamn it, and then you a dead nigga. Don't nobody care.
Exactly. Nobody. And I know that for a fight. My brother served 23 years behind bars, and all those friends disappeared for those 23 years. And I picked him up, and my post was, "Don't start calling now."
Right,
Like, where
right,
was y'all 20 for those 23 long years?
right. And then like people got so much to say about this baby and about what was going on or what he may have been doing out here. And like I keep telling people, the people that he had around him, they were supposed to influence him to do better. If he was really out here doing whatever they said that he was doing, these older boys and kids were supposed to influence him to do better and be better. And everybody want to be a shooter. Everybody want to be a shooter.
The
Everybody
reason
can't
why
be a
everybody
shooter
want to
because we
be,
need doctors, lawyers, nurses.
you
We
ain't finna
need
never get that though.
astronauts, pilots. You know what I mean? We
You ain't
need
never finna
we
get
need
that.
artists. We need designers. We don't need no damn shooters. Motherfuckers want to
You
be
ain't never
shooters. Take
finna
your
get
ass
that.
to the army.
You ain't never finna get that. You want to know why you ain't never finna get that? You're not finna never get the next black doctor, the next black lawyer. Why? Because they all forgot that one key thing. It take a village to raise a child. Them villages no
Take
longer
a village to
exist
raise a
anymore.
child. Listen, listen, Nita.
I come from
I
Chicago,
tell people all the
Illinois.
time, if you see any of my five out here and they doing something, snatch them
Come
up.
let me know.
People know the difference between discipline and abuse. Snatch mine up, bring them to me. But see,
To keep it
I just
100,
had a
yeah, the people
situation
do
with
know the
my
difference
nephew where
between
one had to question that.
Hmm.
question. The whole problem is one, babies having babies. So half of these babies is knuckleheads anyway. So hey, they hard head asses ain't really finna listen to shit. To be
Right.
completely honest, Don't nobody know morals anymore. Teach us anymore. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody teach that no more.
Right.
It's twos and fews of us that actually do. It's only twos and fews of us that actually do, that actually try to make something for once. And then the ones that they feel like it don't make sense, the first thing they holler that don't make sense. But it make perfect sense. You
Mhm.
just want it to make sense.
Right.
You know,
So one our
people
washer put, how can we come together as a community to save our youth and families from these traffic events? Um,
We gotta start
it's
putting things
hard.
together ourselves, but we gotta start putting things together ourselves. Like I know Nita, you're not from here, but like when I was growing up, when we was coming up, we had a lot of different resources and outlets, and we don't have that anymore. We
can
had
you name one that we
NYSP.
don't have that you would think would be beneficiary to either bring back or to revamp or whatever the case may be?
NYSP is one. That was a day camp that they provided during the summer. They went to day camp every day. It was for a month. They went to day camp every day, just like going to school. They came and got them. They were there from 8 in the morning till like 2:30 in the afternoon. I participated in that. They had a lot of volunteers, college students, a lot of different courses back then, because like I said, that's when I was a kid. Computers had just come onto the scene. Well, not come onto the scene, but they had come to where they weren't just for business. They was for social use and stuff. We had computer classes. They taught us how to do shooting the arrows. We was out there horseback riding. We had a big field day at the end.
Man,
We had lots of different activities, and it was summer. Summer is when you supposed to chill and do nothing. But I was getting up every day at 8 a.m. to go to NYSP. I liked it. I think that would be very beneficial. We had the slice of life. We missing a
it'll
lot.
be
Charles
beneficial.
Martin did a lot. The Charles
It'll
Black did a lot. You know what I mean? But these programs are gone.
that
Go
part.
ahead,
That's
Nita.
what I was just gonna say. They gone. They taking them out of our community with no justifiable reason.
Right.
There's no reason to take any of these programs out of the community. You taking them out of the communities, and then the next thing you holler is, "Well, these kids are out here. They ain't got shit to do."
Right.
Wait a minute. I come from Chicago. Y'all took away our music programs, the after school dance programs. Out there in Maywood, Illinois, we had a gym studio, Flip Flop and Fly, that was ran by a husband and wife.
Hmm.
They're not affordable. Affordable. Y'all
That
Definitely
make the
part.
not
prices
affordable.
so damn high that a nigga can't afford it, but y'all can.
Right. That's like the Croc Center. The Croc Center was designed and put over there for the youth over there, the projects over there. In order for your ass to get a membership, it's $150. How the hell you
No.
think they paying $150 and they in low income housing? They getting fees for textbooks and meals and shit. They don't get an outlet. But this in their
They don't.
community.
So then,
This in their community. That big ass Croc Center, beautiful, is in this black poor community, and they kids can't benefit from it.
yep, because it wasn't put there for them. It wasn't put
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Pay attention to what's going on Lincoln Way. How pretty it look now when you go down there by JJ. It
Hmm.
didn't look like that a few years ago.
Right. Oh,
Some
we
of these
know.
other blocks, it's
We
starting
know
to
we
look
was
all
born and
pretty, new
raised over
brown,
there
new.
on that side. We
It
we
look like
know.
that, folks. Notre Dame, come on, we know what we're doing.
They started with them first because what they want to do is separate Notre Dame from South Bend, Mishawaka, and all of that. So just like you would go down Eddie, they had built Eddie up, but you turn on the Soren or something, and it's still the hood. They knew exactly what they was doing. And they did that over here. That's that regentrification.
Yeah.
But see,
Yeah.
you got a lot
It's
of
the
black
same
folks
thing
that
did
don't
with
know nothing
Cabrini
about
Green
that because they
Project.
too busy trying to tote pistols and promote gang shit. They don't know that. Like you saying, got to pay attention to your community and shit. Hell, they don't even know what the fuck shit, I can't even talk. What y'all know what the fuck I just said.
The whole problem is, and this is something that I was saying earlier, it's not just that, it's people got too much time understanding. Separate the two words. It's understanding. You ain't spending enough time understanding. You understanding a little too much. And they understanding enough. You ain't understanding that the fact that they don't want to see black babies do anything that's good for them. You're not understanding that the fact that every time a black baby is born, it's a target on their back.
Mm-hmm. Here
No.
at birth. That's great.
Understanding at the fact that being a black woman or even being a black man, that you are a walking target. Not only you a walking target to either put in a body bag or bring in some money.
Yep.
That's all you doing. Everybody else out here, y'all trying to keep up with the Joneses. You driving a BMW, but you living in a hellhole. That makes sense. You out here riding the freshest new car, kicking up the new kicks, and wearing the freshest new clothes and everything else, but you ain't got no furniture in your house. You can't eat. You can't do nothing. Everybody just selfishness, all this savageness, all of this. It needs to stop within. Like, trying to outdo this man. It's enough room on everybody to eat. It
Right.
really is. It really is.
Right.
It's enough room on this table for everybody to eat.
Right.
Everybody was eating earlier. What happened? One
What
dumb
happened?
motherfucker came in and flipped up the whole table and ruined it for everybody. That's what happened.
Man. I'm gonna play some while I just open
Unnecessary.
the
I'm
phone
sorry.
line. You good. That's all. If you want to call in, share some thoughts, or ask Miss Wilson something, just go ahead, call the number on your screen. In the meantime, I'm gonna show it. Crime Stoppers. If you know something,
Crimes.
say something. I have the number up there. It's easy, 574-288-STOP. It will be back up soon. Or if you don't want to talk to the police, send me an email. I'll make sure they receive it. Have done it before. So you can definitely shoot us an email at justiceformichiana@gmail.com. I'm just going through some pictures here so you guys can just see like what affects this community.
I can't believe they told about couches up like that.
And that's another thing. When you get a chance, darling, it's an expensive book. It is, but get it. But get it because it's something that we all need to get. Get you a Black Laws dictionary so you can learn how to play with these words like they play with these words with us.
Right.
I'm gonna bring up a
Because if you
picture and Netta, you can tell me what this is.
that's my front window.
Wow.
Your
That's
front
my
window.
front window. My desk sits right there. My computer was in front of that window.
So
That's my
you live
computer.
across the street.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what is this here I'm looking at?
That's the back of my computer. That's where the bullet stopped at.
Wow.
My grandson
So
was
this is
sitting on the
something you
couch.
use to educate your household, and a bullet came through the window
It
and
was
ended
lodged in the back of
into
it.
your
That's my
computer.
window.
What is
Yeah.
this picture here? Is this
That's still the front window, the same window.
same window?
Yep.
Look
That's
at
from
that bullet
outside.
hole, you guys.
That's big. That's big as hell.
From what
The
I was,
shooting
from
at an
what is being
11-year
said,
old though.
it was at 15 that was being fired at the house across the street. That's what I heard. How true, I don't know.
Wow. The phone
I don't
lines is
really know,
open. If you guys want to call in. Go ahead, Netta.
I don't know too much about driving them across the street. I really don't. I mind my business. Me and my family, we work,
Man.
we come home. That's really it. They do what they gonna do. They be how they gonna be, and that be it.
Right.
I don't bother nobody. It should be that way. Everybody needs to learn how to mind a business that pay them and leave everybody else's business alone.
Right.
These kids, instead of learning how to shoot a gun, teach them how to put on some black gloves and get it in. Put on a pair of gloves and get it in. I put that in my backyard. I put
I've
that
tried
in
to
my
do
backyard.
that.
Y'all want to fight?
I've tried to do that. I've tried to do that several times, Nita. I swear I have. I said that I'll buy a set of gloves and all of that because my son got a group of friends, and then this is they friends. They don't like each other. One of my cousins is over there on that other side or whatever. Okay, well, y'all don't even need to be beefing, but here, y'all can get these gloves and y'all can get it in, you know what I mean? And after it's done, y'all respectfully go y'all separate ways, you know what I mean? And y'all leave that at that. I was told by a couple of parents, oh, fuck that. We ain't finna do that. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. We gonna leave it in the street. So when you got stuff like that, like, I don't want to see nobody's kid out here hurt. I don't want to see nobody lose their baby. But when you don't got nobody trying to meet you halfway and they want to keep the shit going, we gonna keep losing these kids in the street.
Because they don't care. What's the
They
point in
don't
caring when
care.
don't nobody else care?
My mama
They
on
don't
here
care.
What's
right
the
now.
point in caring?
My mama tell me all the time because it be a million kids in my home. Sakia, you can't save them all. You can't save them
Man,
all. But I'm out here trying to save the hell out of them. So no, I can't stand for nobody to slander my name and try and say that I'm associated with a baby being taken. I had to bury my own baby. Are you serious? No, no.
What do you feel about Nita or um Shakia about that comment that's up on the screen?
Sometimes we
because
do.
that's a true statement.
Sometimes we
It's a
do.
true statement. But you gotta
Like,
also
like I'm gonna
understand that
say
sometimes
this.
our parents done set bad examples for us too.
Right. Like I'm gonna say this. Like, um, we don't always know, of course, what our kids is out here doing. And that don't mean that we bad parents because you got to think back to when you was a kid. You tried to hide stuff, from your parents and stuff too. So, like for instance, there's a lot of parents I know that are not friends with their children on Facebook, mainly because of what they say, what they do. They don't want to set, a bad example for them. So they not friends with them, which that's understandable. Then you got parents that are friends with their kids on here. Some of them have discretion what they do because they know their kid is their friend. Some of them don't. But a lot of them, they monitor their Facebook. So with that being said, some people like to pass judgment on parents and shit because of what their kids out here doing, and they don't have a clue. And then, like you were saying, Nita, they go to work and they don't know they at work. They doing stuff at work. I had to switch up the way that I worked. I only worked nights. I wasn't at home. So for a minute, my kids was raising themselves. And I recognized that. So now I got to switch it up because I need to be here more. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't here. They doing what they doing. But now I got to switch that up because they need me. But I'm not with them 24/7. So yeah, I know that they gonna do some things that I don't know nothing about. So if a parent called me and say, "Oh, I just saw your son over there. He was breaking out windows," I'm not finna cuss that person out. Oh, you lying? Stop lying on my child. Oh, he would never. I'ma thank them and then I'm gonna go find my child. What the fuck you doing? Because they just called me and shit. But see, you can't do that with everybody, because they gonna swear that you bullying their kid, or you picking on their kid, or you don't like their kid, when all you trying to do is really help and save their kid.
Facts, right? That's facts.
Just like you said, you can't. I'm one of them people. My husband will tell me all the time they can't save everybody. I'm always willing to open my door to any kid. My daughters, all three of them brought home wayward kids to me. And I can't do nothing but open my arms up and love them. And that ain't just a kid, it's any person for that matter. If you need it and I got it and I can spare it, I'm going to give it. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's going to come back to me tenfold anyway.
Right. You're going to get
But the part of the reason is kids, part of the reason why is one, ain't no respect being taught no more. Parents, again, got to work first shift, second shift, and third shift. And then when they finally do get some time off, they're trying to get some sleep because they're tired. But they can't because David and Jackie and this kid needs this and this kid needs this. The school called me yesterday, so I got to go up here for this parent-teacher conference, but I'm half-ass dead because I done worked 4 jobs. And still ain't got enough to put no gas in my damn car. That's what these commissioners and these mayors, that's what y'all forget. Y'all get in these political offices and y'all forget where y'all come from. Because half of you niggas wasn't fed with a silver spoon. Y'all make it seem like our kids bad on purpose. No, they not just bad on purpose. It's that we can't be at home. We can't be at home. Half of us, if we do get a relationship that work good, now y'all want to take the nigga out the house and y'all want to put him in jail, or y'all want to turn him into something that he really ain't, or make him feel less than a man.
Right.
Hey, women, ladies, hey, you can't make a man feel less than a man when he can do more than you could possibly do, no matter how much money you make. Don't make it hard for the man. Let him try. The world already look at us fucked up. They already look at us fucked up because what you see on the news just about this baby, that's all they show. That's all they show. And it's all, every time you turn around, it's the finger being pointed at somebody. Somebody pointing the finger at somebody for nothing. When you look at your hand, if you're pointing one at somebody else, you point 3 back at yourself. So if you at fault, I'm at fault too. Wow. Everybody playing a part in this world. Why? This ain't just in one set of community. This is everywhere. And it's always involving black people. And we better than this. Y'all ain't doing them but giving them what they asking y'all for. Be ignorant. That's what the name nigga means. Ignorance. Anybody can be a nigga. Black, white, yellow, purple, or pinstripe.
Yep.
Here.
You point, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. So what part did you play? Why is half of y'all out here being judge, jury, and executioner, and that's not what the fuck you was put here for?
Yep.
You're not my judge. You can't sentence me.
Shakia.
These babies.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. These babies, none of us is adults or children. None of us was asked to be here. We weren't asked to be brought here. We really wasn't. We were put here for a reason and a purpose. Right. And it's sad that this 11-year-old, the 9-year-old, the 4-year-old didn't even get an opportunity to make their first mistake. They didn't even get the opportunity to make the first wrong choice. And everybody, when y'all still want to sit here and argue, y'all still want to sit here and fight? Hey, guess what? You don't never know when your time is up. Everybody here on borrowed time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can all 3 of us can sit right here and we can have this beautiful conversation. And the next day, one of us could be gone by any reason. We don't know.
Right.
You're supposed to enjoy life, live it, and love it. And
Yeah.
love everything around you, no matter how good or bad. When you come into this world, they said, God said at the end of the day, I brought you in here clean, come back to me the same way.
Same way.
Mm. Wow. Powerful
I
word.
brought you in here clean, come back to me the same way. How can I come back to my God in the same way when the world is steady putting me in dirty dishwater? It's steady making me dirty because they hurt me because they taking my babies. Mother Nature cried that day. If you didn't feel it spiritually, that something's wrong with you. Mother Nature
Yes.
cried that day because she lost another one of her babies. Mother Nature cries every time a bird dies, a tree dies. She cries because it hurts.
Mm.
Everybody holler, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is the good to mourn about? Ain't none of this good. Don't tell me good morning. There's nothing mourning good to mourn about. We done lost another baby, another one. And when you turn on the news tomorrow, it's going to be another one. And when you turn on the news today, it's going to be another one. When is it going to be enough?
Say again, when would it be enough?
It should have been enough.
It should have been enough back in the 80s. It should have been
Yep.
enough back in the 90s. It should have been enough back in the 60s. It should have been enough before they came out here with these birth certificates making everybody nothing but walking dollar signs.
Mm.
It should have been enough when we was losing all our people in World War I and World War II. It should have been enough when we was lynching our own people. It should have been enough when we was putting each other through hell in the beginning anyway. It should have been enough then. History is doing but recycle itself. We done all been here and done this.
Right.
What's y'all purpose in this? What are you teaching your children? What are you teaching your grandchildren? What are you teaching the children after those children? What are you leaving behind? The only reason why a lot of people still act the way that they act is because of the reason being they have not healed from the past traumas of their past lives and the current ones. That's why. So you don't do nothing but teach bad habits over and over and over again because you ain't figured it out. At the end of the day, I got to correct this. I got to break the generational curse. If I don't, when I come back, it's going to go again.
Yeah. Yes.
These are generational curses in the black community. These are curses. These are curses in the black community that we don't know how to get rid of, and we refusing to heal ourselves so we can heal each other. Healing starts from within so we can come out. These babies ain't going to heal until we heal. We ain't going to heal if our parents are still here. We ain't going to heal until they heal.
Right. And the Facebook username don't never pop up unless you on YouTube. But this young lady said, or he, I'm not for sure. There's no name, but it say we never got justice for my 7-year-old niece. How can you kill a child and live with yourself?
I don't know how anybody could kill a baby and live with themselves. Like, let's start there for real. I don't know how that incident played out, but I heard that it was three of them, 3 kids, and they was walking down the street, and the car pulled up, and then just started firing, and they ran. One incident said that they was outside and they started running and the shots started firing. Okay, either way it goes, however that situation went down, whoever did that, I know damn well that they could look at them 3 babies and tell that they was babies. What in the world would possess you to open fire with babies in your line of fire? I don't know who else was out there. I don't know if it was somebody else that they may have been gunning for. But I don't know. Me personally, I would never if if it was somebody that I didn't like just that tough, and I see them, but it's kids out there, I'm gonna have to do that shit another day. Like, I couldn't even take the chance of a bullet accidentally hitting a child. I don't even know how, if this person is a parent. If you are a parent, I don't know how you could live with that. And then, with that being said, sins of a parent fall upon a child. What you do today, your child may have to answer for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if your child don't answer for it tomorrow, one of your grandkids will.
Yeah.
One of their kids
So
will.
Yeah.
I think a lot
Again, it's
before I
right
do
back to that
anything.
generational curse.
Yeah, I think a lot before I do anything, because I got 5 kids. I don't want no harm to come to them from something that I may do. Um, Last year when I was battling for my life, I prayed to God and I said to God, you can give it all to me so my kids never have to go through it. I'll take on everything so my kids never have to go through no type of hurt, pain, harm whatsoever. I cannot see killing no baby and just sitting back like ain't did nothing in this world. I can't see that. And so for a person to not stand up, stand accountable, not say nothing, that's a different type of evil out here.
Yeah. It is a different type of evil. It's it's an ugly evil. It's a scary evil if you really look deep into that and look when you say you can honestly say probably that person don't have no soul. Because they don't have no compassion, they don't have no heart. Even if they do got children, some of them they just really don't care. They really don't care until they hit home. But that goes, I feel like that kind of goes kind of real deep into the rabbit hole about your past life. It's what you were, what you did in your past life that would make you that way. It's not how long you've been here, but how long you've been aware of your existence. Nobody knows how long they've been here. This is not your first go around.
Right.
It's not your first go around.
Not your
It's not
first.
your second go around. This is your third go around. You've been around here. History don't do but recycle itself. So
Right.
these people that's able to do things that they do, it's easy for them because they've already done it before.
Yeah. Yeah. Me.
They
That's
say your karma
And
don't
I
have a
said,
name on it. Your past can come back to you in a different type of
because
form or weapon.
there you go.
That's it.
Again, and that's a true statement. Karma down no label just like a bullet don't.
Yeah.
Karma comes the same way. That's why everybody say karma's a bitch, because it is.
yeah.
And even though your karma don't come back right away, oh, it's gonna come
Yep.
when you least expect it. When you least expect it, you're gonna have to suffer your own fate. But for you to be here as a human being in any shape, form, or fashion, and decide that I'm going to be an executioner, be ready to be executed. You decide that you're going to be a judge, be ready to be judged. Anything that you decide that you're going to be on this earth that you're not supposed to be, judge, jury, and executioner, main three, be ready for those to come back home. Whatever happened, whatever started this with this baby and any other matter, squash it. Like, for real, what happened to, everybody around, we all grown as fuck. We all grown as fuck. Everybody know how to open their mouth and express your feelings. Instead of bottling it in, holding it until somebody shake the shit out you and then you explode.
Right.
Exactly. Let me ask you,
Wow.
Shaquille. You say you have reached out to Jack in the past. She wasn't open to sit down. What could a city official help? Do you think that the city could step in and bring you two together at a common ground so things like that in the future won't never happen again? Or do you think like I don't know. I'm trying to see because we talking about scratching things, right? Putting things behind us because our kids are looking. How do we set that example? Do you think that the city could say, "Hey, I watched this live, this bad, and we can do something for you"? Will you be open for that?
Me personally,
Hmm.
I'm open for anything that's gonna bring something positive. That's gonna, turn it around. But with that being said, this is an open platform right here. Me personally, I can talk to anybody, but I ain't gonna talk to you and you yelling. I mean, you gonna yell, I'm gonna start yelling, so it ain't gonna, it ain't gonna get nowhere. I feel like if Jap really wanted to start somewhere, she would have came on. I mean, when it was posted, the first thing that she did was get on there and make a comment and again say that I had hid the killers. That right there, if she wanted to say that she didn't do it or the police was trying to bait her against me, that was out the window because she put it in there herself that she did that. And then she came on with the same lie. So I don't think that Jap ready to be a real grown woman and squash that.
All right, just asking because I think just been mutual on both sides. Like we don't need false rumors going around in the community. Like one thing I know helping different families of homicides and the police is going one way where they should have been going the other way.
Right.
But gone this way because of false information can hurt a case.
Yeah.
And I work with different families that their case went cold because of false information. You
And
remember
that's my
Celeste
thing
or
right there.
Pamela
That's why I had to
case.
apologize to their family because if I have never had an encounter with her, if I had a never, gotten into it with her or had any type of problem with her, my name wouldn't have came up. She wouldn't have felt the need. I don't know why. See, that's another thing. I would have loved for her to get on here because I need to know why she felt the need to put my name out there, to lie on me like that, to put a target on me and my children's back. Like, what did I do to you so tough? All I did was defend my son. All I did was try to squash the beef between my son and her son. What did I do to you that made you come up with this whole agenda? I don't even associate myself with her. I ain't in her business. I don't go on her pages. I don't ride past her house. I do not have her phone number. She's blocked on my social media. What have I possibly done to you? I would have loved for her to come on here. But that to me, and this is just me, that says a lot. Because you so confident to tell these police that I was involved. You were so confident to type this out on social media, but you didn't get on this platform.
When you first went to the police station, I'm sure the tension was there. Um, 11-year-old. No police officer wants to see that. No
Right.
funeral home want to see an autopsy on an 11-year-old. As you was proven you didn't have any involvement, did that did anything change? Like, did it become like more listening to you, or how did that play out?
Not really. After they kept saying, well, we have a lot to do, we're investigating an 11-year-old homicide, and I said to him, I understand all that. I said, but this ain't got nothing to do with me and my family. I've provided you guys with my whereabouts, what I've done for the day, and y'all still got me here. They just kept looking at me crazy. Um, they just kept us locked in the room. Then finally, like I said, I kept saying, you're either gonna charge me or let me go. Then two detectives came in, and they once again went to say, you need to listen and you need to understand, we're investigating an 11-year-old's murder. And I said, y'all need to listen and y'all need to understand, you have my phone, you have the video of where I was, you have the coordinates of where I've been all day. Either charge me or let me go. So they wanted to still keep talking about a bunch of nothing. And they're like, are you going to listen? And I'm like, what is there to listen to? I don't have any involvement in this case. We proved that, right? And he says, yes. I said, so why are y'all steady holding me hostage? And then they said, we're not holding you hostage. We were never holding you hostage. I said, so if you were never holding me hostage, then why was I locked in this room? Can I leave? Because these two detectives are standing in front of the doorway. If I'm not hostage, why can I not leave? So then they just said, you can go. You can just go. And so then I proceeded to leave. And then they're like, do you want a ride? Do you want us to give you a ride? I refused the ride. I don't want to go anywhere with you guys. You've already handcuffed me, taking me somewhere I ain't asked y'all to go. I didn't ask y'all for the ride. I don't need no ride from SBPD. I did not ask y'all. I was already riding happily and fine with my sister, doing just fine. I didn't ask to come down here. Like, they just ruined our whole goddamn day. And they had no remorse. And what that just messed me up, because we told y'all that we're celebrating what would have been my nephew's 17th birthday. We are still grieving and mourning a death and a loss. And I know that this right here is so hurtful. It is so hurtful for his family. Me and mine just went through that. And on the day that we was trying to have some type of peace, we was tormented. Tormented. My 15-year-old niece is in a squad car, handcuffed. 15. Ain't never had no involvement with the law whatsoever. And y'all got these big, stupid, dumb guns on them.
Yeah.
We was offered some water about an hour after we was there. Mind you, we was there from 6 to 2 a.m. I told y'all we hadn't ate all day. We left the cemetery to go get something to eat. They ain't offer us, goddamn it, a chip, a cracker, nothing. And then the officer said to me, all those people out there on Johnson Street, and nobody said nothing. The community never speaks up. They never say nothing. I'm going to tell y'all right here, right now, the way that they treated me and my family, that's why ain't nobody speaking. If that's how y'all do innocent people, don't nobody feel comfortable with y'all to talk to y'all? For what? Y'all just gonna try and
They
turn it
ain't.
around, or somebody tell y'all that this is what they did. You know what I mean? We already guilty. We wasn't treated for real, like some people being questioned. I've been questioned before. Never have I been questioned where I had to be handcuffed, thrown into a locked room. Never. Never. That's not how you treat people, and you want some results. They wanted us to cooperate, but y'all got us locked up. Won't tell us why, and y'all just went off somebody else's word. No, I don't feel comfortable speaking to y'all at all. Why should I say anything? Hell, you don't believe me. Out the gate, y'all didn't believe us. Out the gate, y'all went off of what somebody else told y'all, and y'all just knew that was true. So I don't want to. Why would I want to talk to y'all? Why would I want to help y'all?
What could
Then y'all
build
put
the
me and my family. Y'all put me and my family in a messed up position. This is another thing. When we went back down to go get our phones and stuff, they said, "What do y'all need from me?" I said, "Y'all recorded us being arrested. Y'all recorded them walking into my home, searching my home. Y'all didn't put my address out there, so we not safe. When y'all gonna let the public know that we didn't have no involvement?" They said they was gonna go on their Facebook page and let people know. They ain't did that shit yet.
Of course not.
Cause like I said,
That's not their job.
24 hours the narrative was set. We didn't have no phone. So we got people posting up and shit. Yeah, them niggas from the other side, they killed that baby. Man, old boy mama and them killed that baby. They killed that baby. 24 hours the narrative is set. We ain't got no access to no type of phone whatsoever. They sent me home. They sent me to a home that I don't have no phone in because you took every cell phone around here. So if somebody had came back and retaliated on me and my family, I couldn't have even called for help. But that's how y'all treat people? So that's not right. But they want people to cooperate with them. How am I cooperating with you when you help them put my life on the line? Y'all not gonna save my life. Y'all putting my life in jeopardy. So no, I don't trust SBPD. I don't feel comfortable with
what could we
SBPD.
do to fix it?
First of all, they need a whole different approach. They need a whole different approach. I know that y'all want to protect yourself and y'all want to go home. I want to be protected and I want to go home too. Pulling out guns on women and children. This is the third time that they done pulled out guns and shit on my kids. And I'm talking about kids. I ain't talking about, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. I'm talking about kids. Why do y'all need AKs, assault rifles, for kids? Let's change that. Let's change how y'all talk to people. Because y'all wear a badge and a suit does not mean that y'all can be hostile and aggressive, condescending. You cannot do that and then think that the people are going to, "Oh, you're an officer. Yeah, you can talk down to me any old kind of way. You can yell at me. You can, goddamn it, call me bitches and motherfuckers." They so disrespectful. Treat
That's
people
the
with
oath that they
respect
took
because this
to be
is a
able to be.
community that you're working in and y'all need the people. Treat
They're
the
not
people
gonna
with
treat people with
respect.
respect. They're
And
not
that's
gonna
why
do
they
that
not gonna ever get it. And that's why they not ever gonna get no people to cooperate with them in no type of investigation. Because every time you want to talk to somebody or whatever, you treat them like the suspect. You're not trying to build no good rapport. You're not trying to have a good relationship with the people in your community. You looking down on people. Everybody is a suspect and shit. No, stop with that.
because that's the oath that they took. That's the way that they are taught when they go in them police academies. The police were not meant or made to protect no nigga. They were meant to keep us in line. That's where the police came from. They gonna let us kill each other, and they gonna sit back and watch. It's disgusting to see any. To be honest, it's disgusting to see any black male on a police force. I'm sorry, especially if you're not there to make a change. These police officers, they don't care about our community because they half-ass listen. You see them be very dismissive quickly. They're
Yeah.
quick to dismiss anything quickly. Yeah, okay, I've seen it. You walk around with
Yeah.
your hands in your pocket. So when you walk around with your hands in your pocket, that tells me by body language that you are unaccepting to what I am telling you.
Hmm.
Because you're refusing to receive because your hands are in your pocket or your arms are folded. You are refusing to receive and accept and understand my feelings, my problem, my issue. You're refusing to be accepting, understanding, and receiving because that's not how you were taught to be, especially for somebody that looked like me.
Right. Wow.
They not gonna never listen. They will hear you. They never gonna listen. And half the time they don't hear you. The saying goes, it go one end out the other. It go in one end out they fucking head. It don't go in even in the ear. It go around. It's like a universe around the top of their head. They don't care. It's
Yep.
just another nigga dead.
Yep. That's so true because I told y'all that I was loud and belligerent because I knew for one, I ain't did nothing. Two, you shouldn't even have me locked up like this, and you shouldn't even be treating me like this. The next day, when we went to the police station to collect our stuff, I was a totally different person. I was calm, rational, and I was talking in a nice voice. That motherfucker gave me attitude and told me that he was being rude because of how I was yesterday. Now, me, one thing I take from the Bible, you leave yesterday at yesterday. Yesterday ain't got nothing to do with today. So you gonna bring yesterday into today. And then I said, I'm not understanding why you mad and having an attitude with me when y'all held me hostage yesterday. Y'all took my phone. Y'all had me. And he said, I didn't have you anything. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Y'all's a unit. Y'all's a whole. Y'all had y'all officers arrest us and put us in these rooms so y'all could come and talk to us. Then y'all gave command to have my house searched. Yes, y'all did this. You're a unit. It's like 20 of y'all. Y'all all gonna go on one goddamn paper and paperwork. What do you mean
Yep.
you didn't? You did.
But
And then
you wanna know
because
why?
they knew that what I was saying was right, because they knew what I was saying was right. My little dog, my dogs right here, both my dogs, both my baby dogs, they only 6 months old. They took them to dog jail. I told them not to touch my dogs. They're not harmful. They ain't gonna bite you or none of that. They said that they needed to search my home. Mind you, when they went to talking about my dogs and searching my home, this was 2 a.m. My cousin was here and they said, can Dana get the dogs? I said, get the dogs for what? They said, because we're searching your home. I said, what do you mean you're searching? I said, y'all ain't done searching yet. The dog's been in there the whole time that they was searching, but now because I'm steady yelling, are y'all gonna charge me? If you're not gonna charge me, let me go. They can't keep me. They ain't got no reason, so now they done let me go, and they call animal control to take my dogs.
Because they gotta make you pay for something because they upset.
I
That's
didn't
why
pay
he
for the
treated you the way that
dogs.
he treated when he came back. No,
I
you
didn't
ain't
pay for
because there was no
I didn't pay
put
for the
them back
dogs.
in.
And I thought I was going to have to pay for the dogs, right? But I didn't have to pay for the dogs. So that was a blessing. But I was prepared to pay for that. But I kept saying, damn, shit, I got to pay my light bill, my gas bill. These dogs are near and dear to my heart because my nephew who passed, these were his dogs, okay? So that's another fucking insult to injury right there. My one dog, my Brindle, I used to call my nephew, his name was Noel. I called him Noe. My dog's name is Noe, okay? Y'all took my dogs for what? For what? They ain't gonna do shit. So, I was like, oh, well, shit, something finna get cut off. Lights, gas, or something, because I'm finna go get my dogs. Because I can't take the chance of my dog being there 24 hours, 48 hours, and then the next thing you know, y'all done told me y'all done had to put my dog down. That I told y'all not to fucking take. So yeah, I went and got them.
So I know. Are you planning to do any legal action for your furniture? Like I understand a search warrant, right? I mean, I understand that then they're looking for a gun, but tearing up my furniture, like that's crazy.
Yeah, I do plan on
They
doing
have
something about that because I can't sit up here and lie to y'all. This is the third time I have had a search warrant performed on my home, and they have never, never, never cut up my furniture. Never.
it's like I just feel like something else was said, some type of something. I don't know. It's something else deeper than that. It goes deep. It goes
It got
deep,
to.
and I am so sorry that really happened to you. I really am. But it go deep. It go
It
deep.
got to.
Sometimes,
It got to. And
somewhere, you
then, you
got to
know,
dig down that rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. Because for them to, how did they obtain? You can't obtain. I've never seen anybody be able to obtain a search warrant just off a word of mouth. And I watch a lot of crime shows now. I ain't never seen them obtain a search warrant off a word of mouth. I've never seen
I
it in a
haven't
book
either.
off a word of mouth. Like, I don't understand that. But all in all, at the end of the day, the police need to understand that the black community within itself, no, we're not really gonna come and tell y'all anything because of the simple fact being we know. And if you don't know today. They're not here to justify us by no means whatsoever. And I'm sorry for those that do advocate for the police or whatever. That's y'all. But for facts, and you can look it up for yourself if you really want to. Look at what the police was really invented to do. They're not here to protect and serve us. They here to protect and serve themselves. They not built for us. So it's fucked up that we got to, as a community, that we just have to feel like we got to keep our mouths closed and go out here and try to defend our community on our own because we don't feel like we got the protection that we need as a people. It's the whole thing. Everybody needs to stop with this whole color thing. This whole color thing, this whole slave thing. Stop with that. Really,
Yep.
like, stop with that because black, white, yellow, purple, pink, pinstripes. All of us are slaves in more ways than one. This is welcome to modern day slavery, people.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you. I just
it's
left
not
from
gonna change.
Georgia last weekend. I just left from Georgia last weekend. I had to bury one of my cousins. Now we used to live in Georgia. And it wasn't until I went this past weekend, like I've seen it before, but it triggered something in me this time. A lot of their apartment complexes and shit say shit like plantation. You know, everybody always hollering about go to the South, go to your roots. It's not your damn roots. We were brought here. That fucking land is oppressed and is cursed. I can't live nowhere where it's a plantation on it. Then as I'm on my live, you know, showing it, my sister get on there and she say, yeah, we just had a place called Cotton Picking Chicken. I said, excuse me. She said, yeah, but it's closed now. I got closed due to COVID. It should have never been open. You know, you got a lot of people that they still hurt from all of that long ago. Okay, that's understandable. We always talking about healing and shit. So a lot of shit that they done took away, but a lot of shit that they done kept in place. Them words and shit should have been taken away from the motherfucking dictionary. And motherfucking words should have been cast out right along with slavery. I'm not finna live nowhere where it says plantation.
Yeah, and now you know you also do know down in Mississippi, in certain parts of Mississippi that their people is still enslaved, literally, like we used to be enslaved. To this day. And there's
Yep.
nothing they doing to stop it. Okay? It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. They know what we're capable of. When it all boils down to it. The problem is we don't know what we're capable of.
Right.
It's slow to process.
Definitely.
We fast to go out here and try to make a quick buck. And not realizing for as fast as that quick buck done showed up is as fast as it goes.
Yep.
Y'all can't some people can't sit in some seats that a lot of the black community sit in. Some of y'all can't sit in a seat and say that I gotta cry because I'm crying because my lights is off and I don't know how I'm gonna pay that bill. Some of y'all can't say that I'm finna get evicted in the next 30 days and I don't know how I'm gonna come up with this money. I don't know how I'm finna come up with this money to pay my car note. I don't know how I'm finna come up to do this, that, and the other. My son needs this. My daughter needs this. I need this. I need that. They don't know what it feels like to live on that side of the track. Okay. They ain't gonna never understand that. The police don't. Do we need to start policing our own community in more ways than one? Yeah and
Yes.
no, because how soon before we take that too far?
Right.
You know, it is what they say.
She said,
Well,
unless the word comes from a paid confidential informant, let's stop playing and saying the truth.
man.
Knock knock.
Right.
Somebody knocking at the door. Who gonna answer it?
Man.
But that's what it is. Everybody.
See, but that's another thing. We know, well, not all of us know, but a lot of us know, you know what I'm saying, what's in place and why they in place. So they gonna do their job, and we know how they gonna do their job. So just like this, the confidential informant. All right, they've been around for forever. But I ain't never known. Well, I can't even say that because I don't really fuck with no confidential informants. But I mean, just from the shit that I done seen from off of motherfucking TV and shit, I ain't never known no motherfucking confidential informant to sit up there and be able to falsify some shit, and they go along with it. Like, I know the police and shit fucked up, but they usually want a motherfucker that they can use, goddammit, that ain't really using them to do bullshit. But I don't know. Maybe motherfuckers work together to do all kinds of things. I don't push shit past no motherfucker.
That part. When it all boils down to it, money talk, bullshit walk.
Yeah. So I don't push shit past
Money's
no
gonna
motherfucker.
always be the root of all evil. I don't put nothing past nobody because you don't know who talking to who. You don't know who doing what under the table, behind closed doors, in the bed, under the bed. You don't know who doing what. Again, everybody around here pointing fingers, but are you looking at the three that's pointing back at you?
Right.
Are you really paying attention? Take a look in the mirror before you decide to judge anybody. Pay attention. This is chess, not checkers. They using your dumb ass to do what it is that they want you to do. You a puppet.
Right.
They your puppet master, and they got you by the balls because they able to control your atmosphere and the way you move, and they do just what everybody else do to you. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to snatch everything you got from up under your legs. I'm going to flip your whole fucking table over. It ain't nothing you going to be able to do.
Yeah.
How can that change here in South Bend?
Huh?
How can that change? I lost all my power here, so I had switched to my emergency phone. But how can that change in South Bend?
How can what change?
How people treat each other with respect.
It ain't gonna change until you do it to yourself first. In order to give respect, You got to be able to respect yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around here
Yeah.
being disrespectful. Or when you go around here, you disrespecting yourself while you think you disrespecting the next motherfucker. While you
Right.
think you checking the next one motherfucker, you checking yourself. While you out here throwing stones and hiding your hands, you throwing stones in your own glass house. You ain't got much more glass to break.
Right.
Mm.
When it all boils down to it, it starts with self first. In order for the community to work together, in order for somebody to treat you how you want to be treated, you're going to have to treat yourself that way.
Right.
In order for somebody to love you, you gotta love you. Stop going around here falling in love with everybody and everything. To fall is to be hurt, and love don't hurt.
You got to
Mm.
be the example for real in order to set the example.
That's it. And the only way you gonna do that, you got to start with self. So if you want these children, if we want our children to change, we gotta change. We gotta stop the madness and the bullshit. Again, we all adults, so let's talk about it. We should be able to, okay, yeah, granted, somebody gonna get mad, somebody gonna fuss, cuss, holler, and argue. But that's what families do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All in all, at the end of the day, yeah, we may not know it, but I may be your distant cousin off my granddaddy, uncle, auntie side, some motherfucker way, and don't even know it. In
Right.
some way down a bloodline, we all related. We all related. You my cousin, brother, sister, auntie, uncle from some past lifetime. I just don't know from where.
Hmm. Pure.
And I gotta love you either way. They always tote the Bible around. Love thy neighbor. How can I love thy neighbor when I don't love myself enough?
Right.
Hmm.
But I can't love myself enough because the world is throwing all of this on me. I got to be the cutest thing. I got to put this makeup on. I got to put this hair in my head. I got to put these clacker-lackers on my fingers. I got to have the latest pair of shoes when you can't even sit there and love the skin that you're in. Ain't nothing gonna change until you able to do that. I gotta be able to love me to love the next motherfucker. If I don't love me, I can't. If I don't love myself, I can't love nothing else.
Right.
I can't. I can't love my kids. I
Mm.
can't love my husband. I can't love my mother. I can't love nobody. My mama can't even love me because she don't love herself enough.
Right.
Her mama couldn't love her because she didn't love herself enough. Again, it goes back to generational curses that need to be
Mm-hmm.
broken. But in order
Wow.
for this community to heal, you got to heal within yourself first. You have to. That's the only way this shit gonna stop. That's why Mother Nature out here acting a fool and everybody confused because she's tired. When are you gonna be tired? Stop hollering you tired and actually be tired. Stop talking about it and be about it. Everybody want to talk, 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 talk. Stop talking about it, shit, and be about the shit. If you
Right.
with the shit, be with the shit. If you not, sit your ass in the background and just sit there like you've been doing, twiddling your thumbs and playing in everybody else's shit.
Right.
Don't bring your broke ass over here. You too messy for me.
Yes.
Leave that messy stuff alone.
Well, I
Mind
don't
your
know.
business.
Jack just asked me. She said she was asleep. She willing to come up on stage if you guys have time. I don't want to deny her, but if that's, give me, my power just came on. Weird. But once I get my main system up and bring her up, how do you feel, Nita, for your representative from the city, your councilman? Have he been any help over there to you?
That right, that should answer the question just to laugh along. No, I don't know them people. That's the first time I'm seeing them people for the first time today. Them people don't come in my community. Them people don't come and knock at my door and ask me what the problem is or what I need help with.
Wow.
They don't come say nothing to me. They can walk past and I'll be sitting right there on my front porch and they don't say nothing to me. And that's fine. You don't have to. That's the first time any of them, the commission, Henry Davis, all of them, that's the first time I've ever seen them over there. The first time. And I've been over there for 4 years.
That's crazy. I mean,
You ain't
every
been
time.
coming down here in the last 4 years. Stay your ass on from down here now. Because a baby done got shot and killed. Now you want to come down here? What
Every
about all
time
the high
something
speed
go
chase?
on, they should have been out there. They should have been pounding the pavement to see what they could do. I told one of the officers that yesterday, I said, man, people done all they could before shit even got to this. But y'all ain't helping. So ain't nothing gonna be done until after this. And ain't nothing gonna happen. That's just
They
like
sit there,
every
man.
time we go to a funeral, we say this gotta change and this, that, and the other. And that's all good for that moment. As soon as we walk out the church and go to the repast, it's the same shit.
Exactly.
The cycle gonna repeat itself. That's why I just said, stop talking about it and be about it. Everybody sit up and, oh, I got this plan. Oh, we can do this and oh, we can do that. Okay, so who gonna do it? Y'all sat up. We talked about it. So who gonna make the first move? Bust a move then. If you ain't gonna bust a move, then shut the fuck up. Flat out.
Yeah,
No
because that's the
disrespect.
worst. That's the worst. Don't just talk. Shit, talk to yourself if you gonna just talk. I tell my kids and stuff that all the time. Somebody, this ain't done, that ain't done. Man, do it or shut up. Shit, don't nobody need
That's
you to
it.
complain. People do what they gonna do on their time. You know, when they ready, when they want to do it or whatever. You steady goddamn it talking and trying to. That don't make nobody do shit. They gotta want to do it.
Yeah, it's all in choices. You choose what you want to do. You choose how you want to be. We born that way. You were given that right to choose. You
Right.
have a right to choose what you want to do. You got a right to choose right from wrong. Even when you as a kid, as a baby, you choose. You choose. You choose if you gonna touch that socket, even though your mama told you not to. Choose.
Right.
And then
And I wonder if am I gonna get my ass whooped? She told me not to, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to see.
see,
Right.
pass that water.
I was one of them kids. Like, I was definitely one of them kids. I was my mama only child. She say don't do this. I'm like, shit. I be like, I gotta see it. I gotta find out for myself. If I listen to you all my life, I ain't never gonna know. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And that's on
Shit. Went right on over there and got shocked like a mother.
quick as hell. And it's only right. What you said
Yup.
earlier about when it comes down to our children, I can only control what my kids do inside my house. What they do outside, I can't control.
Right.
I can only tell them right from wrong. I can only give my children and anybody else's child outside of that, if I consider any child that crossed my threshold, I consider them my children. All of them.
Right.
All of them call me. And that's fine. If that's what I feel to you, if you get that feeling from me that I'm your mama, your auntie, your best friend, whatever, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Long as I know that you safe.
Right.
So nope, I don't turn a blind eye to a kid. I don't do none of that. Yeah, it's some badass kids that I'm just not gonna deal with because you don't have to be so disrespectful. But I also have to understand that some of these kids, they just don't have opportunities that other ones did. They trying to make it just like everybody else. And it's sad.
Right.
And it's not that they trying to make it because they homeless. It's because they raising themselves. Just like you said, you had to change your whole work schedule. I understand that. I had to too. Even though for the last 18 years, my kids have had a two-parent household, I still had to change my work schedule. He
Right.
had to change his work schedule. We've been two ships passing for 18 years.
Yeah.
But we had to make it work some type of way. So I get it. I understand it. You got 5 of them, and it's just you.
Right.
So that's difficult within itself.
And that's my youngest.
Hey, cutie.
Say hi. That's my youngest.
And people not understanding that kids are precious. These are gifts.
They are.
We are, each and every one of us that have been brought here, we all are gifts.
They ain't even
A
ours.
gift.
They've been loaned to us.
That's right. We ain't even asked to be brought here. Didn't nobody ask to be brought here. Nobody stood in a line and jumped out and was like, hey, pick me, I'm next, pick me, please, please. Didn't nobody do that. You stood on the other side in the matrix in limbo and asked the question, blue pill or red pill, which one would you take?
Right. And here
And you
here
signed
I
the
am.
contract, and here I am. Hey.
Right.
And that's really
Exactly.
it. And our parents and their parents and their parents did what they could.
Right.
They did what they only knew. Ain't no book on parenting. There's no book on being a mother. There's no book on being a father. There's no book on being a grandparent, a auntie, a uncle, because there's no books about this.
Right.
Man.
You gotta live it. You gotta live it. You gotta live life and not let life live you.
Period.
That's what a
That's
lot of
true.
people are doing. Sad to say it, sad to see it. But everybody is allowing life to live them instead of living it. You can do whatever it is that you want to do in your life if you speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Words do
Man.
a lot. It's sad to say, but words do a lot. Words
They
hurt.
do.
Words leave an impression. Words affect people. Words affect things. You can kill a
Yep.
plant by just talking to it in a negative way.
Yep.
Just like you can put out a child's life by talking to it in a negative way.
Yep.
The world do that to us on a regular basis. The world don't do nothing but chew us up and spit us out, pick us back up, shake us up, throw it in the mouth again, and chew us up again and throw us back out here.
Exactly.
But it's just what it is. It's just what it is. You gotta figure out how to make it. Can't nobody, all these kids walking around here, can't nobody tell me shit.
Right.
Well, somebody got to tell you something because y'all don't know everything. And surprise, surprise, adults, we don't know everything either. We still growing. You only grow every 10 years, not every year.
Right. Every 10.
So if you're 40, you're still 30. If you're 30, you're still 20. If you're 20, you're still 10. Mentally. Y'all around here celebrating birthdays every year. You only was born once. Stop counting time and live life.
Yeah.
Time don't wait for nobody and life don't wait either. Y'all sitting up here, all of this nonsense, this senseless, this fighting, and y'all don't understand. Like, I'm so passionate about this and I want to cry so bad because it's ridiculous. I'm tired, y'all. When are we going to be tired? When are we going to be able to open our arms and embrace our children and say, we still here. The community still here. The community still loves you. All we showing right now is the community don't do nothing but just let y'all asses out here and do what y'all gonna do. We gonna let y'all run the street because we ain't finna put no new program up here. Why is the Boys and Girls Club over by Ivy Tech shut down and gated up? Why? For what?
And that's another thing. They got so many branches of Boys and Girls Club. We was just living on the southeast side and my daughter was going to Lincoln. So when the school year started, they sent a paper and they stated they asked if, I wanted to sign her up to go to Boys and Girls Club because they had it at Lincoln after school. So I'm like, yeah, okay, they offering it, yeah. They send me a letter and say, oh, there's a waiting list and the waiting list is backed up 6 months. Why would y'all send this paper talking about sending her to, this after school program and now it's a waiting list and it's backed up for 6 months?
Why y'all shut down the King Center down the street on what is that, Linden and Brookfield, I think that is?
Yeah.
Y'all
Well,
tore that
literally,
down.
the King Center is getting rebuilt as a dream center. I am was a part of that new building. I can't wait for the
Uh-huh.
new to come is gonna have some neat things in it that the community say, hey, put it there. A lot of people didn't come out, but that dream center gonna be $1 million thing over there. And hopefully
Well, would it be a
it'll
$1 million
be
thing?
like the crack center. When it first open, it's cheap. Then next thing you know, it's go high.
The whole thing is though with that, that's fine, that's cool, but there's that other word, cost.
Right.
Yeah, I hope.
What about the ones that can't afford it? They don't have that extra $5, $10, $15,
We supposed to
$55.
be on the design of No Child Left Behind. So that should be in every
That
aspect
part.
of the word. No child left behind. The first thing in nurturing these kids into their future is making them feel confident. So if you got a group of kids over here that can go to the Croc Center that can pay $150 for a membership, why you ain't got nothing in design for those who don't have no money to get them a membership for $20, $30, something that they can afford, so they can be right here with the rest of these kids in their age group. They ain't missing out on nothing. They should have the privileges too to go and do different things in the community or go to different trips and stuff, but they can't. Then y'all got these expensive ass trips and shit. Like I just seen one of my friends post up on their Facebook, they child is in elementary, but they in some type of after school program, but they getting ready to take them abroad. They put up a GoFundMe and they got $5,000 just to send one child. She a black child though, y'all. One child abroad.
Hmm.
But we can't come together and put $5,000 to make a community center where these kids can go and actually get some type of after school funding program, education, anything. Nothing. And then the ones that we do got, y'all didn't turn them into, oh, they just rec centers. They come and play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
What? The East Side. They built up the Robinson Community Center. At one point in time, anybody could go over there to the Robinson Community Center and get tutored. Now it's just for the East Side. Where's our tutors on the West Side, the North Side, the Southeast Side, the Lake? Where the tutors at?
Ain't there.
Because they ain't willing to. The tutors and the teachers, we don't have them types no more.
Hmm.
We don't have them types no more. Why? Because ain't nobody built with patience. And again, these kids, I'm sorry, I would love to help, but these kids too disrespectful. They make you want to hit them in their mouth.
Now look at that. Look at that. Now when I was coming up, okay,
And that's sad
I
to
wasn't no
say.
saint. I wasn't no saint in school, but I did make good grades. I wasn't no dummy, but I was a clown. But I made good grades.
Yep.
Okay, so for me getting in school, they had this program. I went to Coke Willard. It was a program called Sherbet. It was for the girls who was getting in trouble. So they, tried to figure out, well, what's going on with you? Why is you getting in trouble? What's happening? So they put this together. We met after school. We did conflict resolution. We did time management. They took us on different trips and stuff. Great positive things.
Yeah, and that's
now we strapping
like
kids
that.
down with IEPs and 504s and labeling them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's just society make it hard. Society make it hard. Television make it hard.
Music, the rap game.
Music make it hard, and you can't. Yeah, I will. Okay, I will say music in most cases, but more than anything, to me, I would say more television than anything.
I don't think kids look at TV no more.
How not? I'm looking at a TV right now, looking at you.
No, I'm talking about the phones, right? The phones, but like, oh, like kids want to rock and they're gonna do what they hear. Last year we shut down the gas station, and you can call Isaac Hunt. He will tell you. He had his motorcycle up there, and he say, "Watch this." He turned a song on. It say, "Activate," and all the youth activated. Like it was crazy. I like, what just happened? Like a song I never heard it, but I know it's called,
Okay, so
and it went crazy.
you so you said it was a song and somebody played it and it's called Activate, right?
Correct.
Now, okay, so we played this song and we said music.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sounds can change an atmosphere. If we go back to the one song, Bone Crusher, I Ain't Never Scared. That rowdied up a crowd, even to this day.
You gonna get beat up somewhere.
Beat up,
Right.
right?
Quickly. You gonna get knocked the fuck out quickly off that one song. Some songs will make you angry just for no reason. Some songs make you think. Some songs make you cry. Some songs can make a situation go from bad to good. Television can do that to you too, because it is break that word down again. It's the breakdown of the words. Tell, vision. It's telling you what it wants you to see, right? It reads your algorithm, and everybody pay attention to it. So that's where it's our kids is learning more from that. If everybody go back in the day when they said at some point they're gonna put a chip, either it's gonna be in your hand or your head. Guess what? It's in both. We own them every day. It's been implanted. It was placed in our hand and to go to our head every day. It's this phone. It's so much stuff that plays an influence on our children. If you take it away, it's called to unprogram to reprogram. Each one goes back to each one teach one. Some people, some parents need to go back to the times where go down in the basement and turn that damn circuit breaker off. Just leave the lights on, turn the internet off, turn the TV off. Hey, pick up this book and read it. I've done my kids that way. Knowledge is key. You can't believe everything off of Google. Google, the more you Google, the more algorithm it sets for you to know what it wants you to know. That's how computers work. That it tells you what it wants you to know. It works off for you because of what you search and what you do. Okay?
Amen. I'm in agreement. So I think at 10:30 we're gonna end in 5 minutes. If Jack haven't logged in, I'm back normal over here. So I did send her the link. She did say that she was asleep, but she did want to come on. So we would definitely give her 5 minutes. Nita, tell people a little bit about yourself.
It ain't much to know about me. It's really not. It's not much to know about me. I'm a simple person. I go to work. I like to bake. I had the if anybody was down Johnson Street, I had the candy store. I'm the candy lady.
Candy lady.
Yeah, Queen's Candyland. That was me. I'm trying to get it back up and running. If anybody remember, and it wasn't nothing but a couple of years ago.
You be going home getting your candy, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody say these churches need to be more involvement. Bull crap. I'm gonna tell you, pastors get mad at me, but I'm gonna say, last year when theirs was homicide, Reverend Williams called all the pastors together and we met. I was there. I'm not a pastor. Don't call me no pastor, y'all. But I was there.
I'm sorry, I lost connection real quick.
So when we met, he asked all the pastors to raise their hand who will dedicate time in the community with the violence. And Sally to say, that year I made almost every homicide scene. You never seen a pastor out there. It's crazy. You right. The church scared. Hey, right now the church is about money. I call a pastor to do a service, and he told me $250 to do somebody homicide service. Like,
can I keep it 100 with you? Me being me.
And you a man of God charging a family at the time of need.
Yeah, me being me.
Ain't
I'm not
nobody
gonna even
taking
lie
these
to you.
pastors seriously.
No, you can't. Why? Why would I? I'm not gonna take a pastor seriously. That's almost gonna lead me on a slow fall of hell.
Man,
Hey,
you too busy passing judgment on the next one.
All I know is, you know, back in the day, they was making jokes and stuff about, you know, the pastors sending around the collection plate for their building fund. But that wasn't no joke.
That was real.
That was real.
They sending the collection plate around so they can build they building up, and they can ride in their Lexuses and Jags, and they can look good. But then they want to teach you about being worldly.
Would not support homicides. It would charge $200.
They won't support nothing that got to do with the black community. Again, why would I go into a building that's not gonna do nothing but lead me on a slow fall of hell? I'm already going through enough hell to begin with anyway.
It's one church.
I'm already hell every day anyway. So why would I even go into this building for you to sit up and judge me when you can't even turn around in the mirror and judge yourself?
They also charging you that money because you're not a member of the church. Any church around here, whether you a homicide victim or not, if you need a church and need to bring the body in there and you ain't no member of the church, they charging you $250. Okay, well, let me tell you something. My grandparents went to Pilgrim Baptist Church and they was members in that church for over 50 some years. My grandmother, of course, got sick and shut in. She's on the sick and shut in list. So when it came time when she passed, they damn near didn't want to let us bring her body in the church talking about she ain't paid her tithes. The woman was sick and dying, but y'all got it. I was raised in that church. The last time I was in that church was when we had my great aunt funeral. I ain't really stepped in no church really since. I mean, that's another thing. Y'all got families out here that's in y'all church community and they, you know, they need help and they not really on y'all level. They don't meet the criteria because they ain't coming to church in no Jags, Lexuses, and big hats and Rolexes on them. You know, they got their little old nice Walmart gear, you know, looking nice in church. Y'all can't help them. Christmas time come, y'all helping everybody with toys and stuff, but they get 2 or 3 items. Motherfuckers who don't need no help, y'all done bought their kids bikes and PlayStations.
My grandmother's been passed 10 years now, I want to say. Ordained minister and everything. Last church she was in was in Ben Harbor. My grandmother passed. We had asked the church the last church that she attended for help. Well, we can't help you, but we'll send flowers. And it wasn't even because she didn't pay her tithes. It's just because they didn't want to, but she giving y'all all of her money. Every time she get a dime, she giving y'all all her money. And that's all half these churches want. I'm sorry. I don't mean to step on no toes. I really don't. But some of y'all Christians so-called.
I let the truth be known. Black churches ain't helping no homicide family. It's a white church that opened their doors to Justice for Michiana that hold 325 people. So bigger church than these small churches, and don't charge us $1. Don't charge us $1. But if we go to our churches, it's a high profile case, or well, we don't charge, but a donation, a love offering. What's the difference? That's like a sissy cursing. You mother biscuit. You know what that mean? You motherfucker. Same
Man,
thing. Oh, we take a love offering. Or please keep your love offering. We going somewhere else.
you take a
They
love
always want to
offering,
take
but
a
the
love
church ain't nowhere
offering,
near the
a
same
peace
no more. Cause
offering.
like when a family, when a family had somebody who passed, they got people in the church that's cooking the dinner. You can use the choir. You got to pay for the choir too. The choir don't come along with the church.
Oh
That's
no.
a separate edition.
People are with playing for a keyboard, singing is charging families at the time of need.
Yeah.
On YouTube a
Money
song
is
before I
the
let you charge a family.
money is the rule of all evil.
Evil. And people
This
don't
creation of
understand,
this
like
piece of
that's
paper,
weird to me. Like, all right,
this
you can
creation
sing.
of this piece of
This family
because
ain't
this
got no
creation of
money.
this piece of paper that really don't hold no value. This paper really don't hold no damn value. But because of the way that it was made to be perceived that it do, that's what it's about. It's about the next dollar.
Dollar.
Because $100
Yeah.
bill don't hold no value. It's a piece of paper. It's a tree. That's exactly what it is. It holds no value. So when they stop making paper money, then what's gonna do? With the paper money that you do have, it's not spendable.
Right.
You
Crazy.
give power to the churches, our black communities. Y'all gave power to these churches to be able to run it like they want to. So now you're building all these mega churches and this, that, the other, and the third, and you want me to come and you're supposed to be the shepherd of the flock and lead me on the pathway to heaven and this, that, and the other, but you judging the next man because he like a man. You judging the next woman because she like a woman. You judging the next one because of the way that they look, they smell, the way that they are. When it says in the Bible that you read, that you quote from everybody, come as you are. I can't go into a church and feel loved without being feel like I'm being judged because I don't walk in here in a jogging suit and some gym shoes.
Right.
Because I don't walk in here and my shirt is dirty. Or all I got is a bra and a pair of shorts. All I got is a pair of shorts as being a man and some socks. And you judging me instead of coming to me and asking me what it is that I need. Don't come and ask me what's wrong. Come ask me what can I help you with. Because right now everything is wrong.
Wrong.
Because man stopped loving their brethren a long time ago. You're supposed to help your brother. You're supposed to help them elevate. You're supposed to help them, goddammit, with their children. You're supposed to help. You're supposed to hold your brethren accountable. If that man ain't taking care of his kids, you're supposed to say something to that man. That woman ain't taking care of her kids, you're supposed to say something to that woman. You're supposed to ask your people what they need help with. How can I help you? How can I help you be better than what you was yesterday, today? How can I help you help your kids? They
But
don't
can you
care.
turn around and ask yourself them same questions in the mirror? In order to be able to ask them questions, you got to be able to answer them questions for yourself as well. Mm-hmm. We stopped loving each other a long time ago because we stopped loving ourselves. It go back to the same thing I had said before. I got to love me first.
Right.
Brethren stopped loving each other because brethren stopped loving itself. Brethren stopped wanting to do for self. It's only twos and fews that are willing to help, that have actual compassion for anything. We lost compassion because we lost connection. And the connection became lost when the motherfucker made shoes.
Man.
Well, I thank
And I
you,
only say
Nita, for coming on
so
being my
sorry.
co-host. Looking forward doing more different things with you. Shakia, thank you for coming
Yes, sir.
on. And I'm just gonna hold this up so can't nobody say, "Oh, we did not offer anybody to come on." So I don't know. Can y'all see this? Hold on, let me take something off from here. So on here, I definitely did ask if she was coming on and gave her the link. She did say she was asleep right here. So it's 10:30. We went over 37 minutes. But thank everybody for watching. I'm gonna play Lynn Coleman video again. And then don't hang up, y'all too. But everybody else. See you Wednesday at 8 p.m.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. Here come Lynn Coleman.
It is said that guns don't kill people. Well, tell that to the parents, children, siblings, or even a best friend who has suffered the pain of losing a loved one to the senseless act of gun violence. In this country every year, there are thousands of young people that die from gun violence. And that does not include those that are injured or may be disabled for life. It has to stop. Bury guns, not our daughters and sons.